Hey guys, this is Kasey here from the Misafa, and today we're going to be talking about the extremely efficient public transportation system in Paris, known as the Metro. For first-time users, it can seem quite intimidating, but with a little practice, you'll be cruising through Paris with ease. Welcome to the ultimate Paris Metro guide, so let's get started. First off, before you even ride the Metro, you've got to know where you can find them. Now most metro stations are underground, however, there are some, such as Metro Line 6, which do go above ground quite often. You can find metro stations scattered all throughout the city, so you just need to look for the sign that says Metropolitan or Metro, like this one right here. Once inside, you're going to want to purchase a ticket, and to do this, you have to find the ticket machine. They're usually purple colored, or you can buy them from the receptionist inside. On the machines, you can select how many tickets you want to buy. There's different types of tickets that you can buy, but I recommend buying the T+ ones because they work on the metros, trams, RERs, and the buses. Now these tickets will never expire until you use them, so don't worry about.
But Kasey, what's a tram and an RER?
Now that's a really good question, but don't worry, we're going to talk about that a little later. Now that you have your ticket, head over to the turnstile and insert the ticket face up into the machine. It should pop back out at the top and it'll make a ding sound. All you have to do is take your ticket and proceed through. Every line goes in two directions. The names of these directions are after the final stop. So for example, if you look at Metro Line 6, it has two ending stops, which are Charles de Gaulle, Étoile, and Nation. It's important so you know which direction the train will be going in. Now it's really easy to mix these up and go the wrong way, so always remember your destination and which direction it's in. Each circle on this chart represents a different stop, and the colored numbers underneath them represent a different connection you can make along the way. The M stands for the metro, and the RER is for the regional trains. Speaking of them, the RER trains are categorized alphabetically from A, B, C, D, and E. These trains are great to get outside of Paris and travel through different zones. They can take you to the Charles de Gaulle Airport, Disneyland, Versailles.
But Kasey, what are zones?
Zones are basically how we categorize different regions that extend from Paris. For example, Paris, the city, is known as Zone 1. The suburbs just outside of Paris are Zone 2. The Charles de Gaulle airports are Zone 5. You get the point. Basically, most metros are limited within Zones 1 to 2. You can transfer to an RER station from several metro stations and vice versa. It's really common to make at least one or two different connections when getting around the city. Once on the platform, there are signs hanging from the ceiling which indicate what direction the train is headed, as well as the wait time for the next train and the one after that. The name of the stations are plastered onto the walls, so it's pretty easy to know if you are on the right side of the platform. If you feel lost, there are useful maps inside that will show you other lines that run throughout the city. One metro ticket is good for up to 90 minutes, so you can transfer as much as you want before then. However, once you leave the metro station, you have to use a new ticket to go back in. When the train approaches, all you have to do is pull the lever up and the doors will open. Sometimes you have to press a button, but it depends on the train. Transferring between different lines is pretty simple. You just need to follow the signs on the wall for the color and the number of the line that you need to take, and just follow the arrows. It's really that easy. Some metro stations have a lot of connecting trains, so you might be walking for quite some time before you find your next train. However, if you follow the signs, you should be fine. Places like Châtelet, Salazar, Gare du Nord, just to name a few, are massive stations, so be prepared to walk for quite a while. Some metro stations have built-in malls inside, or different food merchants that are selling different items. It's kind of like a whole nother world down there. The key is just to follow the signs. Once you find your connecting train, you just get on, making sure it's headed in the right direction, of course, and then get off at your next destination. The exit signs are called sorties in French, and there are usually more than one. That was a quick crash course on riding the metro. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You plan out your route, buy a ticket, get on the train, change trains if you need to, and then hop off. Okay, now that we've covered the basics, there's metro etiquette that everyone should know when riding the metro. A lot of these rules are common sense, however, you'd be surprised how many get overlooked. The first tip is standing up for old people, pregnant women, small children, or anybody with a cane really. It's a sign of politeness to give up your seat, and it often goes without saying, but if you do not stand up, people will give you a judgy look of disgust, kinda like this guy, to passively hint that, hey, you better stand up for this old lady. Standing up is also important when the metros become too crowded. You'll see this the most during rush hour times. If you're sitting down at the fold-up seats that are the closest to the door, you are expected to stand up and allow more space for people to come inside. If you don't stand up, you're being rude to the other passengers and will most surely receive the stare of disgust. When boarding onto the metro, you either pull the lever up or push a button. The rule for boarding is to stand either on the left or on the right side of the doors. Then once they have all exited the train, then you can go ahead and proceed inside. It's such a simple rule that people mess up all the time. Standing out of the way is easier for everybody, so don't be that guy who's blocking everyone trying to exit because you don't know. Tourists often get called out for their loud voices when riding the metro. I'm looking at you, America. Keep your voices low and personal. Don't subject others to your conversations that they don't want to be a part of. So keep your voices lower if you are going to talk, and just consider everyone around you. If you ever need help, there are kiosks and receptionists who can help you. Just be friendly and make sure you start with a bonjour. It's polite and they will probably be more keen to helping you out. These kiosks can give you free maps of the metro, as well as advice on how to get from one place to the other. You can also find free newspapers in the metro, such as 20 Minutes, which is a French newspaper, which can really help pass the time in between long rides underground. When riding on the escalators, it's important that you stay on the right side if you're not walking up them and you're just gonna stand. The left side is for anyone who's in a hurry and needs to move faster. Therefore, if you're not in a hurry, it's better to stand on the right and allow the left for people who are trying to get things done. Pickpockets. They exist in every large city. Paris is no exception. Never leave anything important in your back pockets because there's a great chance it could get stolen. Keep your phone in your front pockets or zipped away in your purse. You would not believe the number of victims who have lost their phones simply because they weren't paying attention. So don't carelessly show it off, and don't leave it exposed in a pocket or something easy to grab. Be smart about your belongings and you will be just fine. The Parisian Metro is the most effective way to get around in the city, besides of course for walking. It can be difficult at first to understand it, however with a little practice, you'll be able to navigate it in no time. Just remember your destination and know how to get there. Also, keep in mind the tips that I just mentioned and practice. After a while, you'll be riding just like the Parisians. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.